All right, so this was not ever planned to be a side-by-side comparison. The Growatt was supposed to serve me, and it seemed like it was going to. Uh, but I have this odd situation where, because the Growatt died, and I realized I kind of need a backup. Some of this, user end technology is still a little bit new. And as I used to say in the technology world, when you get too close to the cutting edge, you get cut. Well, I think I got just cut a little bit. And as you know from other comments and information, I'm waiting on Signature Solar for some feedback regarding the Growatt and its blown FETs, which are right next to my ear there in the video. And anyway, so I got this EG4. I really need the split phase to keep my wiring simple, not because I have to have it, but I am trying to run two refrigerators. And of course, if somebody plugs in a vacuum cleaner or anything of that nature as well, if everything happens to be running at the same time, I do want to be able to manage an inductive load without any issue. So having the transformer is actually quite beneficial for that. I don't want the lights dimming or flickering. I live with people who, would prefer to just stay on the grid than have that. So you know how that goes. Anyway, long story short, let me flip the camera around. And I just finished hanging this, and I want to give you guys a couple little tips. Since this is, as I said, a backup machine for me at this point, assuming that it works the way it's supposed to. We'll see how this all plays out. This plate doesn't appear to be in the instruction manual. If it is in there, I'm blind. But it finally revealed itself as I was standing there staring at the parts going, what could this be? What could this be? The holes line up perfectly. It's a reinforcement plate. So I went ahead and zipped it on here with the screws that it came with, and it makes this considerably thicker. You can see there. And I just angled my decking screws pretty steeply. And down here, this is a bugger. That screw back there, I didn't pre-mark for, and I didn't take the machine down to run it in. I happened to have a long extension for a Phillips drive on my drill, or for my drill rather, and so I was able to do it in place. But I would have had to lift this darn thing, mark that, lift this down, run a pilot hole, thread the screw in with the drill driver or something so that the threads were created, so I'd be able to do it by hand comfortably. But as it was, I lucked out. So just FYI on that. And I'm getting around to doing the wiring. I also noticed in the instructions that this is calling for 10 gauge, and all of the wiring that I have for the Growatt right next to it is 8 gauge. So that's going to be loads of fun. The other thing is my Growatt is supposed to be the 150 volt max input, where this one's 500 volt max. So I have two solar arrays, because this one has the two MPPT chargers, and each one is at 150. So the good news is I'll be able to just, for this temporary situation, pair these and put the two arrays in series to bring the voltage up to what this one wants, and that should save me a lot of headaches. We'll see. And of course, I hope to have enough cable here, my 2-aught cable, to make the reach over here, and I think they'll fit fine up through the holes and onto the mounts. I'm going to definitely want to do some strain relief on those, though, because that is really just circuit board coming down out of there, and to me, that's not enough. Anyway, so it's hung, and I wanted to share those couple of thoughts, and then once it's up and running, I will go over what I think of it. And that might not be till the end of day tomorrow, I don't know. And the Growatt, just for fun, to show you what I've got going on, it gave up. And that is the inverter side. These are the main lines that go straight into the transformer. It was not the MPPT controller, so no, I didn't kill it by running too much energy, too much voltage on my panels or anything like that. This was running from my batteries here, which were at about 60% charge, and all was good. And I was about halfway through my workday The office where I work from is running on one of these circuits, and all of a sudden my power backup, my UPS went off that I was experiencing a power outage. So I ran out here and discovered it was beeping and making all kinds of noise, and I heard a loud snap. I was actually here for the FETs to explode. Not nearly as exciting as you'd think. It sounded a lot like those little things that you throw at the ground and they go pop. Sounded like if you had a fairly big one of those. Anyway, that's it for today.